Hey guys, my name is Shaaanelle with the 3 A's here on YouTube, 1A in real life, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I got this cute braided ponytail. These are feed-in braids that I did. This is my first time ever really doing a braided ponytail. I've never done anything like this, and this is only like my second time dealing with a feed-in type of hairstyle. So I really am happy about the way that it came out. I'm really enjoying these braids, and I'm enjoying this look as a protective style. So before we get into the braiding portion of the video, I do want to try to answer some questions for you guys that are really common that people tend to ask. And so I'm just going to answer them ahead of time before we get into the video. That way, if you're kind of going through the video and maybe you're skipping through something that you already know, you don't miss that information. Because I know a lot of people miss it and they end up asking the same question over and over again in the comments. Additionally, I will also put it in the description box as well. That way that information is there. But basically, this is 22 braids. I did my hair in 4 sections, and throughout the video you will see how I parted my hair. This has 6 braids, this has 6 braids, and in the back I have 3 and 3. And then in the middle I have 4 that form a circle. So again, once you watch the video, you'll kind of understand more what I mean about the sectioning, but in total this is 22 braids. I used about half a pack of hair, a little less than half a pack of hair for this entire style. But again, this is more particular to me because in general when I'm braiding, I tend to use a lot less hair than a lot of other people use. For one, I have a small head, and for two, I like my braids a little on the thinner side. For this hairstyle in particularly, I didn't mind my braids being on the thinner side because for the most part these are going to be worn in a bun, and I don't want my bun to be bulky or anything like that. So that's why I wasn't very particular about having my braids kind of on the thicker end. And I wasn't like this doesn't bother me for this hairstyle, in particular for me. So if you watch the video, like I said, there will be information in there kind of explaining more about that situation. The other question that a lot of people tend to ask is, how long did it take to braid your hair? So this took me 4 hours, literally 4 hours. I started at 12:04 and I finished at 3:56. So it took me 4 hours to do this hairstyle. I did pause in between because I had to feed the baby. If I had to time that break, I would say that I took about a 30-minute break. So now we're down to 3.5 hours. With that being said, I also filmed part of this process for you guys. And in filming, it typically takes a little bit longer for me to do anything that I'm doing. Everything usually takes longer when you're filming. So I would like to narrow down to about 3 hours undisturbed for the amount of time that it would take to do this hairstyle, to complete this hairstyle. So that's where that's at. I think I've addressed all of the pretty typical questions that a lot of people ask when it comes to, you know, braiding tutorials and things like that. If you have any more questions, let me know. But again, make sure that you look in the description box to see if I put any information in there that I may have missed. But I'm always happy to answer any of the questions that I haven't addressed, of course. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this hairstyle. I thought it was really cute. I love these braids. Like, they came out better than I expected them to come out. So I'm really happy about that. Make sure that if you find this video helpful and you see any parts and you're like, damn, now I'm really going to try this hairstyle, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Even if you don't want to try this hairstyle because you're too scared and you don't think it's going to come out right, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up anyway. And I do encourage you to try it out because a lot of people are scared to braid on themselves because they think it's going to come out ugly. But you really have to try. You really just have to start. Like, you really have to begin the process and give yourself a try, like, and then be lenient with yourself, because again, this is you braiding on yourself, so it's going to be a little bit harder than if you were braiding on someone else. So don't be too down on yourself. Anyways, that's off topic. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel because I do plan on doing a few more braiding tutorials throughout the summertime, just easy ways to kind of maintain your hair and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of this video. so my hair is freshly washed, deep conditioned, and then I did the LOC method to my hair, and then I blow dried it. So it's already moisturized and blow dried, and then I put it in these 2 braids. So I'm just gonna take these braids out. And I'm just gonna part my hair into 4 sections. Because this is a low ponytail, when I part my quadrant in the back, this quadrant is actually going to be wherever I want my ponytail to sit. So I'm probably going to have it sit kind of low here at the base of my head, in this area right here. So I'm going to part like right here for the quadrant. So I just grabbed a little clip and then put on a shirt. But let's see what my part looks like in the back section. Okay, so that right there is good enough for me. Can you guys see it? That right there is pretty good for me. So I'm gonna braid my first 2 sections up. Okay, so now I have my 4 sections, and I have it crossing where I want my ponytail to sit. So since now I have it kind of in the middle of my head where I want it to be, I'm gonna carve out semicircle sections in each quadrant, so that I can have my ponytail follow to this circled area right here, and I'm just gonna braid my hair up in this section. So you'll see how I do it. Let me just show you. So before we start, I have 3 bundles of pre-stretched hair. I believe this is African pride hair. If I can find a link to it, I will link it in the description box below. But I know that I've used this hair plenty of other times in my knotless box braids tutorial. So that's where you can find the picture for what this hair looks like. If I can't find it. But basically this is already just pre-stretched hair. I have 3 bundles left, so 3 bundles equals 1 pack of hair. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take semicircle pieces in each quadrant, and I'm going to go ahead and braid them so that my ponytail has a guide for where I want it to go. So this is my first semicircle little section. I want it to be a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna go around and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm just gonna perfect it a little bit just with the rat tail comb. Okay, so this is what the semicircle section looks like. This is about how big I've made it, maybe ½ an inch. Here I have 3 pretty small pieces of hair, and I'm just gonna do a knotless box braid in this area. So these are pretty thin pieces of hair because I don't need to add a bunch. As I braid, I'm going to use this Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Paste. And I'm just going to use this to make sure that my braid is kind of sleek and that all my hair stays tucked into the braid. So your end result is going to be something that looks like this. You'll have 4 braids and they'll be going into kind of a little circle, and this will be my guide. And it'll also prevent me from having to stack my braids on top of each other and having them just kind of really close and compact in this area. It'll allow me more space to work and hopefully for my braids to be neater. Okay, so I went ahead and did this side of my head because it would be hard for me to braid my hair and you guys wouldn't be able to see it on this side. So I just went ahead and tackled this side first, just quarter, I guess you could say, of my head. And I have it going into the circle that we made earlier. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this quarter to show you guys. So I'm still working on my first third of hair, and I'm basically from this taking small pieces about this size. This is really thin piece of hair. It's not a lot at all because my hair is going to provide a lot of the bulk, and if I do it too thick, then my hair will end up, my braid will end up being just overly thick, and it won't look good. So I'm using thin pieces, and what I'll show you, so this braid, for example, I used like 2 or 3 pieces of hair, and you can see how this braid thins out towards the end. I'm okay with that because this is going to be in a bun for the most part, but if you want your hair to be like in a ponytail, what you would do is you would just feed in more hair after you left your head. You'd feed in more hair maybe here, you feed in a piece here or here and something like that. That way your braid will be thicker down the whole base of it, and it'll also make it longer. So that's what you would do if you like are wearing yours just in a ponytail and you want your braids to have, you know, a good amount of thickness to them going towards the base. So I just have all of my hair. I'm separating these small little pieces. And I'll show you guys in a second where I'm putting it. I'm in my bathroom right now, obviously. So I have my cabinet open. Hold on, I'm trying to see if it'll focus. I have my cabinet open, and basically I have all of my hair attached to the cabinet like this. And this is how I have the hair sitting so that I can braid. Okay, we back. So for this quarter of my hair, my ponytail obviously is coming to the back to this section right here. That means that the straighter braids, the straighter parts are gonna come directly from the sides. Does that make sense? If I was to do a high ponytail and I was doing a ponytail up here, the straightest parts, the straightest braids without any curve to them are gonna come directly, you know, at the shortest distance. I don't know how to explain it, but if I was to do a high ponytail up here, these would be my straight braids, and then these would be my curved braids going into the ponytail. Does that make sense? So that's why I started my braids here, because I'm doing a low ponytail in the back, and the straightest braids are going to come from the side of my head, and then these will curve, and then the ones in the back will also curve into the ponytail. So you want to try to work towards the base of the ponytail, and that's why creating those 3 little braids is also really helpful as a guide for where you need to be. Or those 4 little braids, sorry, the 4 little braids of the circle. That's why it's helpful as a guide for where you need to be. So as we move on, what I did was I started from the side like I mentioned, and it ended up being like right above my ear section, so right above here, and I just go ahead and, can you guys see? Yeah, I just go ahead and part straight across to my base. Like that. Okay, so now I have a part right here, and and it's pretty straight. Hopefully you guys can see it. So here's my part. Then I'm gonna part underneath it to the width that I want my braid to be. So I'm gonna clip this part off. So I've established my parting in this section. And now I'm just gonna braid this. As I braid, I'm gonna dip into some of the control paste a little bit, just to kind of make sure that everything is smooth. And then for a shorter section like this, I'll probably only end up adding 2 pieces of hair as I go. But for a more longer section like the braids at the top, I'll add close to 3 pieces instead of 2. So now I've kind of established another base for myself with this braid, and I'm going to do my next braid right on top of this one, parting from the front of my head to the ponytail. Okay, so there's my second braid. Now, hold on, I need to step back over here so I can show you guys what I'm about to do. So now at this point, I'm gonna start braiding from, well, I'm gonna start parting my hair from the circle. So like, yes, I'm gonna start at the front for parts of it. That way I can actually see the width of my braids. So I'll start from the front and make my way towards the back a little bit, like that. But now I'm actually going to come from this back section to part forward. That way I can make sure that I have space for all of my other braids. So I'm gonna use this guy here and part as straight as I can towards the front of my head without making my braid too thick, obviously. So hold on, let me see if I can get back in frame and do this. So let's see what we have. Oh, it's pretty straight. It's actually a pretty straight part. And you can see that it narrows towards the base of the ponytail. So let me check it with my mirror just to make sure that it really is straight. I actually have not been parting with the control paste or with the beeswax, because what I found is that I actually get straighter parts if I don't use any product and if I just part on straight hair. So I haven't been utilizing any product as I part, because my parts, I mean, like you just saw what I was able to do without the mirror. The parts have just been coming out cleaner. So if you've had and it takes too long. like I'm taking too long to try to perfect it, and I'm messing up, and the product is making my comb slide all over my scalp. So this is just easier for me to part on dry hair. If you have a problem as well with like the comb sliding, your part being okay, but then when you go back to perfect it with the product, now it's all crooked. If you're having those types of issues, just do it without the product. You can still get a clean, straight part without using any product. And using a rat tail comb, especially if you have the rat tail comb with the metal tip. So that's it. Like, my part is done, and it's pretty straight. Like, this is really straight for me. Like, it's straight enough for me to be parting my own hair. So now I'm gonna get back into braiding it. So I'm gonna go ahead and detangle this section. I'm gonna use an extra clip just to make sure that I keep pieces of hair out of the way. And then towards the front, I really wanna make sure that this part is straight right here because of all of my little curly baby hairs. It is straight. So I'm gonna take the paste and put some at the front, like that. And then as I'm working and braiding on my way back, I'm just dipping my fingers into the product and working my way down the braid. So I'm not putting like product all over the whole thing right now. I'm just putting it on my fingers and working through as I braid. So we have the front of my braid right here. I'm gonna grab 3 small pieces. Okay, so at this point I'm picking up a little bit of product, putting it on right there, and then I'm gonna grab my first piece of hair to feed in, and I'm just putting it, so I'm just gonna tuck this. You see where my hands are? This is my 3rd piece, and then I have a piece right here with my middle finger, and then I have a piece right here with my forefinger. So this is pieces 1, pieces 2, and pieces 3. I'm taking the hair and I'm putting it in between right here, grabbing onto it with my, hold on, I lost it. Okay, we back. So piece 1, piece 2 right here, and then piece 3 up here. So I'm taking the hair, the adding hair, and I'm just putting it in between pieces 1 and 2. So now I have braiding hair right here with piece 1, and then I have braiding hair back here with piece 2. See the little triangle it makes? Piece 1, piece 2. Braiding hair with each piece. And I'm just gonna continue the braid. So that was piece 3 that I just crossed over and under. And now I'm just continuing my braid. I'm gonna grab some more product and continue to work. Okay, let me check my work. Okay, cool. It's a little bit lumpy because it was kind of hard to show you guys. They don't all come out lumpy. And obviously, if you're not filming, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to do this without having to explain and lose your grip. So mine's a little bit lumpy only because I lost my grip a little bit, but we're gonna keep going. I'm grabbing another piece of hair. This one's a little bit thinner because my braid is getting thicker. And I'm gonna, again, piece 1 and piece 2 is right here underneath my first finger. This is piece 1, and piece 3 is tucked back here. And I'm just braiding. I'm flipping my hands over so that I can braid down the braid, and I just put a little bit more paste on my finger, and now I'm braiding down. Whew, I did that braid tight. All right, let me see. Cool. Okay, so this is what the braid is looking like. Obviously in this section, like I mentioned, it got a little lumpy because I was trying to show you guys, but the rest of the braid is fine. And it's falling back into the ponytail. So I'm just gonna keep parting in that manner. I'll keep the camera right here so that I can show you guys how I'm parting from the circle to the front, if I can. So here's the circle section. For this braid, I'm gonna do it right here like that. Oh, I hope my mirror's not in the way. Hopefully my mirror's not in the way, but coming from there, and I'm just parting as straight as possible to the front of my head. So I'm gonna check it, see what it looks like. Damn, straight again. I don't know how I'm doing it, but it's coming out straight, thank goodness. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing, but I'm just going to fix this little piece right here. Okay, this part is really straight, so I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. Put my clip and then start my braid. Okay, so I'm on the last braid on the top, and then we're gonna have to tackle the back. I've made it through one entire third of the package, so this is a second little bundle that I'm just now using. I'll say by the time I'm finished with all of my hair that I will have used about half a pack of hair. I'll probably use the other half pack for either straight backs or two French braids. So my next protective style is going to be one or the other, either the straight backs or two French braids. I'm really excited to try those two protective styles on my hair because I've never done either of those either. My next braided ponytail, most likely I'm going to curve it a little bit in the front instead of having it be just a straight ponytail. I'll most likely curve my braids to conform like to the shape of my head because I think that'll be really cute for a low braided ponytail. So we might dive into that. Okay, so I did 2 more braids. One of them I was able to maneuver my hands and braid up. The other one I had to braid upside down. And braiding upside down is difficult. It's a little shaky, but it looks decent, so I'm gonna leave it. This is the braid that I did upside down, braiding like this. And then this braid I was able to maneuver and braid regularly. But I braided them into the ponytail, as you can see. I basically just parted down from the circle to the back of my head and got these 2 braids. I'll probably only need 3 more braids left. So let's get into it real quick so we can finish this up. So with this back section, I'm just going to hold it here. I think I'm just gonna do 1 braid going straight down. I might make the base a little wide. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my little metal clip to keep this out of the way. And then I'm gonna grab my hair clip like that. Oops. And I'm gonna try to show you guys as best as I can how I braided upwards. So, I'm gonna take some paste, put it on here. I'm grabbing 3 strands to start my braid. And I don't know how I'm doing this, you guys. I'm literally just braiding upwards. I'm just doing the regular braiding motion and as best as I can going upwards. Now I'm gonna grab a piece of hair. And I'll probably only do 1 piece for this back braid, but I'm gonna put it like this. I know you guys can't really see, I'm saying put it like this, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but okay, so now I'm free and clear. And I'm just gonna finish the braid like a regular braid, but you guys, literally, you're going to have to just feel like the same way that you're gonna have to kind of just feel whenever you're doing your regular feed-in braids. It's the same for doing it upside down. You just have to feel and make sure that the hair is placed correctly. Now, when you're braiding upside down, it's gonna feel like you're tucking the hair underneath. Instead of just adding it in real easily like how we do at the top, how you're able to just slip it in. When you're doing it braiding upward, you're still just slipping it in, but because you're braiding in an upward motion, it feels more like you're tucking the hair into your 2 fingers, into your parts 1 and 2. So that's the best. I wish I could do more for you guys, because I know a lot of people are gonna have trouble with braiding and feeding in hair upside down on themselves, but you literally just have to feel and go for it. Like, you have to try it a few times. Before you commit to this hairstyle, you could always just, you know, go ahead and, hold on, I gotta go back and fix that. Before you commit to this hairstyle, you could always practice on yourself braiding up. Just get you a little section out the back of your head, or just part like from the back of your head to the front, and practice braiding up in an upward motion before you try to commit to this hairstyle or any other ponytail hairstyle or braiding hairstyle that will require you to braid up. Now, another alternative that I was thinking about if I wasn't able to pull off the braiding up was to just put individuals at the back of my head and then wrap my hair in a bun. But the purpose of this hairstyle is so that I can get a ponytail out of my braids. So if you're wanting to do a low braided ponytail and you just know the braiding up is not going to work for you, go ahead and braid as far as you can down the side of your head so that it conforms to a ponytail type shape, and then the rest of this just braid it in individuals. Just part straight across your head and do individual braids or box braids. Do those and then pull your hair into the bun. Like, I think that it will still look pretty decent and it'll work, and you'll still get the ponytail look if you're unable to braid upward. Okay, so we have 3 more braids to do. And I'm going to try to position you guys so that you can see better and you're not looking at me through my mirror. So I'm going to do my last 3 braids. Let me grab my comb. I'm going to part down that. It's a little skinny, so I'm gonna part again. Grabbing some of the wax or the paste and grab a section out the back and start my braid. And you can see even my hands are confused. Like, for when I first start out, my hands are even confused with how I'm doing this. But once I go up a little bit, now I've got it kind of separated, right? And now I know a little bit more of what I'm doing. Hold on, let me put this. Alright. So now I have parts 1, part 2 is right here, and then part 3 is over here. Separated with my first finger on that hand, and then I have part 1. Now what I'm going to do, grab a small piece of hair, and I'm going to put this hair in like this so that I'm grabbing that right there is with part 2, and then here's part 1, and I'm going to go under. Part 2 is now over. Part 1 is going under, and this is part 3 right here. And I'm gonna continue to braid up. Oh no! Was I out of the frame? Okay, the braid is decent as it's gonna get, but I might have been out of frame when I did that. If I'm out of frame, I'm sorry, but we're gonna do one more that's going braiding backwards or braiding up. So if I was out of frame, I'll be able to show you guys again what I just did. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this braid really quick. So I have to do at least one more upside down braid, which is fortunate for you guys because I think I might have gotten out of frame on the last one. So we're gonna do this again. Hopefully I stay in frame. Hopefully I never left the frame in the first place, but so I'm just gonna part that. Put it on the back. Grab 3 little sections and start braiding. Okay, I'm gonna grab my hair. I'm gonna tuck it in just right there like that. And I'm gonna keep braiding. And now I am free and clear. So this is what it looks like as I finish braiding this one down. This is what the back looks like. As you can see, these braids are not perfect in the back. They're just okay. They're a little shaky, they're a little lumpy, just because braiding upwards is really, really difficult. But this is what I have. This is what it looks like. It'll end up being gathered all into the ponytail like this. So I'm not mad with what I got. Yeah, I'm not mad. Obviously it's not as neat as the front, but it's not gonna kill me. So we're on the last braid. This one, fortunately, I will be able to reach over so that I can braid regularly. So with this one, I'm gonna put some paste on. And I know a lot of people aren't able to, like, some people's arms are not this flexible and they always have issues trying to braid on the side of their head like this, but if you're able to reach, then you're lucky. So this is the last braid. I only ended up adding 1 piece of hair into these sections in the back, into the back braids. I only used 1 piece of hair, and they are kind of thin, but like I said, I won't really be wearing this in a ponytail that often. It'll be more so wrapped up in the bun. And then I'm just borrowing hair from the pieces that do have extension. Okay, we are finally done. Let me take this out, unravel these braids, and take out this little hair tie. Okay, so we're all done with this ponytail, this low braided ponytail. What I'm about to do is I'm gonna put this scrunchie on it, like that. I wanna set it. This is the setting foam that I have. This is Cream of Nature Argan Oil Style and Shine Foaming Mousse. Creates soft wraps, defines curls, wooty wooty boo. So I'm gonna take some of this. Woo! Put it on my braids like that. I'm gonna go dip these braids really quick and then I'll be back to close out this video. Okay, so I'm back with some hot water to dip my hair. The mousse is all in my hair already. So Just gonna dip it a little bit so it can be more flexible and so the braids won't unravel. Okay, I'm gonna fix my ponytail because I didn't really like the way it looked back here. So I'm gonna fix it. Okay, so that is it. This is my braided ponytail, my feed-in ponytail. I'm probably, like I said, not gonna ever really leave it as a ponytail. Instead, I'll have it wrapped up as a bun. And except for like pictures or something like that, but most likely this is gonna be wrapped up in a bun. But this is it. This is my ponytail. Straight braids going straight into a low ponytail. I wanted them to be straight. I don't know why, but I wanted to try some straight braids going straight back into a ponytail. So this is what everything looks like. I'm actually really pleased with this hairstyle. Like, I'm not mad at this at all. I'm gonna wrap it up into a bun since this is how I'll be wearing it. Okay. I'm gonna secure it, the small scrunchie. Boom. This is my little bun. I'll probably fix it so that it's tucked closer to my head. But that's kind of where it's gonna sit in a bun. I like it. It's not thick, it's not bulky. It's cute. So I'll probably end up doing some baby hairs and stuff like that. I left out a little bit here, like a little bit of curl here on the sides. But I'll probably, you know, whatever's left over and not in the braid, I'll probably swoop a little bit. But I'm very pleased with this ponytail. I'm very happy with the way that it came out. If you guys have any questions about this that I did not kind of go over in the video, then go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. If you found this helpful and if you plan on trying to do your own braided ponytail, your own feed-in ponytail, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.